Okay, welcome back everyone to a new deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today we're peeling back the layers on something pretty fascinating in renewable energy.
Yeah.
It might make you look at a rainy day a bit differently. We're talking about making power not just from the sun, but, well, from raindrops too.
Ah, right, that hybrid tech.
Exactly. And we're looking at it through a specific source. It's a feasibility study, actually, focused on how this could work in Arkansas.
Arkansas, interesting. Okay.
So our mission really is to unpack what this tech is, why Arkansas is sort of a test case here, and, what the big takeaways are from the analysis.
Moving beyond just sunshine.
Totally. It's this idea of not just relying on the sun.
Right. And the source gets right into this hybrid approach. It involves integrating something called triboelectric nanogenerators, TENEDs for short.
Thanks.
Okay, yeah, integrating those directly into, standard solar panels.
Okay, hang on. So it's not just panels getting wet and power. How do these tin things actually capture energy from rain?
Well, it's pretty clever, actually. They use the kinetic energy, basically, the movement of the raindrops. So when a drop hits the panel surface, the one with the 10 layer, it creates this tiny electrical charge. It's called the triboelectric effect.
Triboelectric. Oh, okay. Like static electricity.
Kind of. Think of it like generating static from, say, rubbing things together. But it's happening constantly on a tiny scale with every single raindrop hitting it.
Wow.
And these TENs, they harvest that small charge, collect it, and convert it into usable electricity.
So you end up with a system that, okay, works like a normal solar panel when the sun's out.
Right, standard operation.
But then it can also generate extra power specifically during rain or heavy cloud cover, exactly when normal solar panels, dip in output.
Precisely. It gives you that dual capability, sun and rain power.
Which naturally brings up the question the study looks at. Why Arkansas? Why focus there?
Yeah, the source points to its climate. Arkansas has what they call a humid subtropical climate, meaning lots of rain. Significant rainfall, they mention, averages between, 45 and 60 inches a year across the state. That's quite a bit.
Okay, that is a lot of water falling.
Yeah.
Potential energy.
Exactly. And then the study contrasts that with Arkansas sunlight. It gets sun, sure, but the peak sun equivalent hours average maybe 3.5 to 4 hours daily.
Which is less than, say, Arizona or California.
A bit less than some of the really sun-drenched regions, yeah. So you've got the specific mix, plenty of rain, moderate sun.
So that combo makes a technology that works in the rain potentially more valuable there. It compensates when the sun isn't at its peak or when it's raining.
You got it. Because traditional solar, well, it becomes almost useless in heavy rain or a really thick cloud. These hybrid panels, though, they're designed to keep going, turning that bad weather for solar into an actual power source.
And they mentioned durability. I mean, rain can come with wind.
They do. The panels are designed for weather resistance, though, yeah, the study notes extreme winds and severe storms are obviously still a consideration, like any outdoor equipment.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk money, the economics. The study gets into that too, right?
It does. It mentions the average cost for standard solar in Arkansas is around $3.17 per watt, a bit below the national average, actually.
Okay, so that's the baseline.
Right. And the key point is that adding this 10 tech, the rain power part, it does cost more upfront.
How much more?
They estimate roughly maybe a 10 to 15% increase for the installation compared to just standard panels.
Okay, 10–15% more. That's not insignificant.
No, but here's where it gets interesting, especially for a place like Arkansas. The study suggests that even with that higher initial cost, the extra energy you generate during those frequent rainy times could actually lead to a better return on investment over the long haul in that specific climate.
Because you're harvesting energy more consistently throughout the year, not just on sunny days.
Exactly. It's about the total annual kilowatt hours across all weather.
Does the study mention any real-world examples or projects?
It brings up the Central Arkansas Water Solar Project as an example that large-scale solar is viable there. The implication is that adding this rain power capability could potentially make projects like that even better, boosting output during rainy seasons.
Right, but it can't all be good news. What about the challenges, besides the cost?
Definitely. The study is clear about challenges. Beyond the initial cost, maintenance could be trickier. You might need specialized know-how for those tang layers.
It's newer tech.
And it also points out there aren't really any state-level incentives right now, specifically for this kind of advanced hybrid renewable tech in Arkansas that could slow things down.
Okay, so costs, maintenance, lack of specific incentives. But the opportunities.
The big one is climate compatibility. getting more consistent power generation in wetter climates like Arkansas. That could mean real long-term savings, less reliance on fossil fuels when renewables usually dip. And the study even explores some innovative ideas like integrating these panels with infrastructure, like, say, water treatment plants or EV charging stations, places where reliable power is super important, rain or shine.
Okay, so wrapping this up then, these rain-powered solar panels using Tenjacks, they're essentially a hybrid technology.
Yep.
And this Arkansas study suggests they could be a really important complement to traditional solar, especially in places with, well, a lot of rain and maybe moderate sun. Helps deal with that intermittency problem.
That's the core takeaway. And I think the really insightful part is, look, despite the higher initial costs, despite potential maintenance hurdles,
Yeah.
the study makes a case that the climate fit, that ability to keep generating, maybe even generate more during rain, offers a pretty significant opportunity, especially for places trying to build more resilient renewable energy that actually matches their local weather.
Right, adapting the tech to the environment. So here's a final thought for you to chew on. As we see climate patterns shifting, maybe becoming less predictable, how important do you think technologies like this, ones that can grab energy from multiple weather conditions, not just sunshine, might become for building genuinely resilient energy grids for the future?
That's the big question, isn't it? Food for thought.